One of the youngest countries in the world, the Republic of Macedonia, is located in the south of the Balkan Peninsula. This young state borders with Serbia in the north, with Albania in the west, with Bulgaria in the east, and with Greece in the south. By the way, once the Greeks didn't allow local residents to name their country Macedonia, since Macedonia is the name of one of the regions of modern Greece. Therefore, in order to not cause confusion of the hereditary topographers and artists who earn a living by drawing road signs and maps, the state was called the bizarre abbreviation Fyrom. So I decided to start my journey around the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia from the most ancient and beautiful city of this amazing country, which Svetozar Janevski mentioned. It's called Ohrid and located 170 kilometers to the north of the modern Macedonian capital. Ohrid was built on the site of the ancient Greek colony of Lychnida, known since the 2nd century BC. After that, the colony fell into the hands of the Romans. One couldn't do without them in Europe. During the Roman rule, the city became the most important trade point of the region. That's because it was located next to the Via Egnatia, the most important transport artery of the time, linking the Adriatic coast with Constantinople. Now let's talk about money. The Macedonian currency is called dinar. It shouldn't be confused with the Serbian dinars. Its name comes from the ancient Roman silver coin called denarius. In general, Macedonia is the country with the closest exchange rate to rubles of all the countries we've visited. Well, for example, if something costs 100 dinars, in rubles it will cost 120. Yes, and their bills are the same as ours, 1,000, 500, 150, and 10 coins. The Macedonian currency is such a currency, looking at which I want to say holy saints, because they're depicted here. There's an icon with the Holy Virgin on 1,000. Archangel Gabriel is portrayed on the 50 dinar note. In general, I noticed when talking about money, people often remember God. For example, ungodly prices, ungodly wages. Well, in my case, after I told you about the money, let's go and spend it. God knows how. Unlike the other former Yugoslav republics, like Croatia or Slovenia, Macedonia doesn't have access to the sea. But no locals ever complain about it. The Macedonians have Ohrid Lake, and it fully compensates for the absence of the sea in the country. The lake is one of the cleanest and oldest in Europe. According to scientists, it is 4 million years old. Every Macedonian knows this, as well as they know that in these places, there live two ancient Macedonian families, the Filevs and the Talevs, and the relationship between them has been almost the same as between the Montagues and the Capulets, the Guarneris and the Stradivaris, well, or between Cristiano Ronaldo and Leo Messi for generations. The reason for this is a small fish which is found only in the local waters. It is found nowhere else in the world. It's called albanus, albornus, alborella, or simply plashica. Here it is. Of course, if you're a down-to-earth person like me, you can just fry it and eat it. Then this fish will cost about 200 rubles per serving. But if you're an artist in the soul, like the Filevs and the Talevs, then this is what you get from this fish. And then it starts to cost 100 times more. I think it's time to pit the Filevs and the Talevs against each other and see what happens. We are in the store of the Talev. Pay attention to its customers. Princess Diana, the Queen of Great Britain Elizabeth, the Pope of Rome Francis, while other celebrities who are clearly outweighed by such persons, frankly speaking, and there's the master himself. It's time to talk to him. Clement, could you please tell us the history of your family?
My family was the first in Ohrid who started to make jewelry from pearls. It was in 1924. The main secret of our pearls is in the emulsion which they are coated with. It is made from the scales of the plashica, the fish, which is found in only our lake. The composition of this emulsion was revealed to my father by a Russian immigrant. He came from a small fishing village on Lake Baikal. Fleeing from the Bolsheviks, he got to Ohrid and told my father the recipe for the unique emulsion. My father paid him 25 gold coins for this recipe.
We are at the Filev's store, and the circle of customers here is like in the Talev's. Note the queens of Serbia, Bulgaria, Denmark, the Netherlands, and Sweden. Wow! And unless my eyes deceive me, the queen of ancient Egypt, Cleopatra. Mihailo, tell me, how did your family get the secret of making Ohrid pearls?
The secret was revealed to my grandfather by a Russian immigrant who lived in his hotel and became very friendly with him. They made friends so much that the Russian told him the secret recipe for the emulsion. I'll say it again. My father paid a lot of money for the recipe of the secret emulsion, having agreed that no one else would know this recipe. How did it get to the Filevs? This Russian lived in their hotel for a long time, and he might have given it away after a glass or two of rakia. So the Filevs followed us to produce pearls. Their pearls are not better or worse than ours. Both are very good. The quality of our pearls is the same, because the secret emulsion that we use is the same. The difference is only in design. I think we are more creative. We have a richer fantasy. The price of pearls depends on the size of the pearl. We don't estimate them by grams, but by millimeters.
And how much is 1 millimeter?
It's hard to say. Everything depends on the particular jewelry.
Mr. Filev, what's your annual turnover?
I can tell you only that we get 3 liters of emulsion from 1 ton of fish caught in Lake Ohrid. It's enough for exactly 1 year of production of our jewelry.
Do you have the statistics on how many kilos of pearls you sell per year?
I sell from 50 to 70 kilos a year.
I got one thing for the occasion, and knowledgeable people said those were Ohrid pearls. Is it true?
Unfortunately, we have many places in the city where you can buy supposedly Ohrid pearls like this. Every time I look at them, I feel ashamed of those who make them. Look, these are the ones you've bought, and these are real.
Of course, I was ready to ask respected Clement how to distinguish fake Ohrid pearls from the real ones, but having hung both these items on my hand simultaneously, I understand this myself. Unoriginal pearls seem to stick to your hands. They're like plastic if you touch, and while they don't shine in a good way, the original pearls are very slippery. They're very elegant, and each pearl is unique in its shape and color and shines with its own light from within.
And I issue a unique certificate to each of my products. It's protected by special watermarks and a seal, certifying that the product you've bought was made by me personally.
So if you want to be completely sure that you've bought a real product, you'll be given such a certificate. And for the full confidence of the people around you, you can hang it here in the form of an ornament and wear it on your neck. And everyone will see that this is a real product. Let's go and see how all this is made.
The technology of making Ohrid pearls hasn't changed since it was acquired by our family. To begin with, we take a perfectly round toothpick and string pearls on it. After this, we apply the emulsion. It is applied, as you can see, with ordinary brushes. Their size depends on the size of the pearls. There are bigger and smaller ones. Each pearl is covered with the secret emulsion exactly 7 times. The number of times the pearls should be covered with the secret emulsion directly depends on the diameter of the pearls. For example, if the diameter of a pearl is 14 millimeters, it is covered with the secret emulsion 14 times at intervals of every 50 minutes.
I haven't heard correctly. What were you saying about the secret composition of this emulsion?
I haven't told you anything. This composition is known only to me, and I'll pass it down to my son.
Yeah, okay. I'll ask the Talevs. Clement, so is this the secret emulsion that brings millions of dollars to your family every year?
Yes.
Well, maybe you'll tell me the secret.
I can only tell it to my son.
Then adopt me. I don't mind.
No, you can be a brother to me, a close friend, but not my son.
What a pity. So let's summarize. This is Talev, and this is Filev. You will never distinguish their pearls if you're not an expert, but it will be interesting for you to learn. Talev is retrograde in a good way. He is pretty traditional and continues to produce his jewelry in the same way as his ancestors did. Filev is a modernist. He develops the idea, invests in the design, and develops his own recipe for the emulsion. It's up to you what to buy. In any case, you'll get a unique thing that is not produced anywhere else in the world. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you for your attention. Ohrid pearls can be bought not only in Ohrid, but also in Skopje, the modern capital of Macedonia. However, first of all, Skopje is famous not for pearls, but for its antique shops. Kitty, kitty, kitty? Well, it does not understand our kitty kitty. It's a Macedonian cat. Everyone loves cats. And in all modesty, I can say that I've invented a lot of interesting things for my quite short life. This is not the first gramophone, of course, or a light bulb, but here is, for instance, the technique of painting with black caviar. However, I presented this invention to my friend Sabir from Baku, if you remember. But I won't give this invention to anyone. The point is that I've just invented a science, guys. It's called flea marketology. The essence of this science is to study the history of a country through objects that are sold at flea markets and in antique shops. Here is one of them. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce the owners of the best and oldest antique store in Skopje. Kate and Dobre to you. Are you Dobre? Are you Kate? Well, I see the bust of Alexander the Great here. Let's start with it.
The history of Macedonia dates back more than several thousand years. During this time, our country was part of various powerful empires. The Empire of Alexander the Great was one of them. From the Turkish period, we have an old coffee grinder in excellent condition.
What an interesting thing. It was produced in 1937. It's a real Turkish coffee mill, and we know that, in general, coffee came to Europe through Turkey. But if I want to grind coffee in this thing today, will this coffee have any special taste?
This coffee will be very delicious.
And what do you call it?
Jezwa.
Jezva. Do you know why it's Jezva? All countries that don't like the Turks call it Jezva. Armenia, Macedonia, and if we actually have more or less normal relations with the Turks, we call it a Turka. That is, in Russia, it's a Turka. But if the Turks aren't treated kindly, Jezva. In Macedonia, they love the Turks less than the Russians. How much is it? 20 euros.
Yes, just 20.
And how much is that?
30 euros.
So, as a big coffee lover, as a person who has crossed the equator more than once, I can tell you, if you love coffee, never grind it. In modern electric grinders, they burn coffee mercilessly. If you have the time and desire for a real drink, buy such hand mills as I'm now going to buy here. I assure you, the taste will be unique and historical. I love coffee with a historical flavor. That's why I want to make it. Quanto costa? Kolko costa?
30 dinars for both items. 50 euro.
Well, the Russians can get them for 35, can't we?
You can get them for 40.
An antique coffee grinder in the working order, and an antique coffee maker in addition to it. They cost 40 euros exactly. If you haven't watched our movie attentively, here are the brief theses. First, Macedonia is the best country we visited in terms of price-to-quality ratio. Everything for what you pay money here in the season, that is food, drinks, transport, entertainment and accommodation, will cost you exactly 1.5 times cheaper than on the resorts of the Krasnodar territory in winter. Second, you know how we search for different kinds of exclusivity, but we don't always find it. But here in Macedonia, we found the exclusive of exclusives. These are the famous Ohrid pearls, the Talevs or the Filevs. It's up to you to choose, but remember that if you buy them, you will get a truly unique thing, which isn't produced anywhere else in the world, and it will be something to pass on to your grandchildren. Third, don't forget that the Cyrillic alphabet was invented in Macedonia, and the Macedonian language is very similar to Old Slavonic. If you want to learn to speak it quickly, or at least understand, first read the Lay of Igor's campaign in the original. Fourth, there are newcomers at the regiment sentiment of fraternal peoples, we can boldly add the Macedonians to the Greeks, Armenians, Georgians, Serbs. Having been here, you feel as if you were at your old friend's summer cottage. That's all I wanted to say.